Hello, you guys. It's me. It's been quite a while since you've seen my face, and I also want to apologize for my face today because we're going somewhere tonight and I'm not ready to get ready yet. So I'm just going to do what I wanted to do, looking like this. It's officially February. The month of January was non-existent to me. We're just gonna forget about the month of January, okay? Typically at the beginning of the year, like the end of an old year and into the new year, I'm really on top of things and really like embracing the fact that it's a new year. I'm really into like new year, new me. Just like getting things done. I like to usually at the beginning of a new year make sure that the house is just like completely organized, get rid of a lot of stuff, just like do all of that. I usually set ins and outs and goals and things like that for the new year. And honestly, I've done none of it. I have organized a few like drawers and things like that, and closets and all of that. But honestly, it has just been a wild month and I have not picked up the camera. I did get a little bit of footage of the ice storm that hit us. I will say this, fortunately, we did not lose power during the ginormous ice storm that Nashville and a lot of other states and cities endured. And I'm forever thankful for that because a lot of people I know were without power for long periods of time in unsafe, cold conditions. So I am really thankful for that. On top of that, I would be really happy to not see ice and snow for another 2 years at this point. Our HVAC decided to act up a little bit and it wasn't producing hot air for a short period of time. We ended up turning it off and like kind of giving it a break for basically a full day. And it ended up that was kind of exactly what it needed. It got so cold here and our HVAC unit is not used to that. So, yeah, that's what we did. And it ended up working out just fine and things are doing well now, but it's been just a crazy month. So we're going to pretend that January didn't exist. And the goal now is to be posting regular YouTube videos, whether they're like boring backstory, quote unquote, like type things, which is kind of what today's video will probably be. I still have yet to even edit the last Disney vlog. That needs to go up. I just was so in my head during the ice storm that like I just didn't want to do anything. I wanted to, I don't know. There was a lot of worrying about my friends and things like that. And so it just feels like nothing really happened, you know? And so nothing happened during that time I was in the house and all of that. So, but today, I am going to organize my bookshelf in the guest room. And I thought it would be fun to kind of talk through it with you guys and show you what I'm doing. Also, I'm 3 minutes into this video and, hi guys, I'm Becca. If you're new here, please make sure to like and subscribe if you love what you see. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching. But yeah, I'm going to reorganize this bookshelf. So let me kind of give you backstory on the bookshelf. I've had this bookshelf for probably a decade now, close to it, I would say. I've had all the furniture in here except my desk, chair, and our little rocking chair in here, like the bed frame, the bedside tables, the bookshelf for a while since I lived in Texas, and I've lived in Nashville for 5 years, and I've had this furniture for a while. I think it has to have been at least a decade. Anyways, I have a lot of books, and I have kind of outgrown the bookshelf. The bookshelf I had the bookshelves, and then on the bottom there were 2 drawers. Which you'll see, I still have the drawers and I need to find a home for the things that are in the drawers and things like that. But I wanted to get a new bookshelf because I wanted more space. And I think even just adding the 2 shelves is going to give me enough space for the books that I have now. I can't tell you the last time I actually bought a book. I'm a big Libby user. I love Libby. I also have a Kindle Unlimited subscription. I don't use that as often as Libby. I would say most of the time I'm reading a library book. So I think that for now, this bookshelf is perfect for what I have. And I wanted to give a shout out to my wonderful husband who I was like, I want to get a new bookshelf because there's not enough space. And he was like, why don't we just take the drawers out and I'll build you 2 new shelves. So that's exactly what he did. So I'm going to show you the bookshelf as it is now and kind of talk through the strategy of what I think I'm going to do next with the 2 new bookshelves. Okay, so here's what we have currently. Up here we've got, a couple of books, and then down here is the 2 new shelves that my husband built. I couldn't tell you what he did. I am not the shelf maker, but my husband did it in one day, so love that for me. And as you can see, I have all these like extra books that just need a home. So I'm gonna kind of organize that. Now, another thing is, I don't know if you can really tell because they're covered by books. My bookshelf was organized by color, and I thought that was really aesthetically pleasing. However, I have a lot of book series now, and I think it's going to make more sense to do alphabetical, and then with series in it. So the books will be alphabetical, but once the first letter of, so say like this Lila Sage series that I have here, the first book is done and dusted. So I'll probably put all these books in the D section. Or I could do it like a bookstore and do author names alphabetically. We'll see. But I think it's time that I give up the color aesthetic of the books. And eventually I'll have more than one bookshelf. But like I said, I really don't buy a whole lot of books right now. And so I just don't necessarily think they're necessary to have 2 books. Also, this space is pretty small, and I do most of my reading on a Kindle. So this is kind of more of a decoration and something that I take pride in all of these books that I've read over the years and things like that. But yeah, so today's project is reorganizing this bookshelf, putting all of my books on the bookshelf, figuring out how I want that to look, and also cleaning up this guest room because honestly, you guys, it's a mess. Because look, we've got the drawers. These were the drawers. So I need to empty this, figure out what to do with these drawers. We'll probably like break them down and maybe this is wood. So I don't know. I don't know what we'll do with these yet, but we've got to figure that out. I don't know. This might be a weekend project. It might not all get done today, but we shall see. On top of all of this, we are going to dinner tonight with some friends. So, yeah, that's the weekend plan. And then tomorrow's the Super Bowl. So we don't have any big Super Bowl plans. We're just going to hang out at home and watch the Super Bowl. So I am not... we watch football. I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. I've said this in multiple videos, but I'm not like a die-hard fan like I am with the Texas Rangers in baseball and things like that. So I would say that I'm rooting for the Seahawks for multiple reasons. My brother's girlfriend is a Seahawks fan, so love that for her. And also, I have connections, quote unquote, to 2 Seahawks players. Like friend of a friend type situations. And so, I don't know, that's exciting. And I think that would be cool to see these people achieve some really cool dreams of winning the Super Bowl. And also, as a child, I hated the Patriots. There's no reason to hate the Patriots. I don't know, but as a child I did, and so I feel like there's always kind of been that Patriots kind of thing in the back of my mind. But I won't care either way. Like, I'm not going to be mad if the Seahawks lose or anything like that. The Super Bowl's fun. I always really enjoy watching all the commercials. So we'll see what happens there. Anyways, I'm going to stop yapping now. And on top of all of this, I'm also currently working through laundry. So we're going to work on that. We're going to work on this bookshelf. We're going to work on cleaning this guest room. And yeah, that's how the weekend's going to go. We'll see you soon. I just want to put it out in the world that I've now tried 2 of these Culture Pop flavors. So this is the lemon lime, and then I've had the watermelon lime, and they're both chef's kiss. Also, I've decided I think I'm going to do alphabetically by author so that it makes more sense logistically with the book series and things like that. And then I'll probably highlight some of my favorite series by putting them on the front, kind of like they are, but I don't want to cover up all of my books. So like The Hannah Grace, I don't know what the name of the series is, but Icebreaker, Wildfire, and Daydream. I love that series, specifically Daydream. I love that book so much. I want to highlight it, and so I'll probably keep that out, and it's only 3 books. Whereas, like, well, I mean, I guess the Rome, Kentucky series in the, is that even what it's called? I don't know. Sarah Adams books and Lila Sage, like Done and Dusted, Swift and Saddled, Lost and Lassoed, Wild and Wrinkled, all of those. Those are probably my top 3 book series that I love. And those have 3 or 4 books. So I kind of want to highlight those, but everything else I think I'm going to put in alphabetically by author. And we will see how it goes. I'm trying to look for, I just removed like a whole pile of books from my bedside table. And I'm not seeing those books. Oh, there they are. They're hidden over there. Okay. I'm going to start that process. I'm going to do a time-lapse video because it's probably going to take a little bit, but you're going to see me sorting out books here and then getting ready to put them all back on the shelf. So, and you can hear Kylo. He really wants to be in here, so I'll probably open the door too. I also thought it would be really fun to highlight some of my favorite books when we're going through this. And also maybe make a list of books I want to reread this year, because I reread Beach Read and People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry last year, because I remember loving those books and I loved my rereads. So I think I'm going to probably put aside some books. Not put them aside, I'll keep them on the bookshelf, but make a list of books that I want to reread this year. My goal for books this year is 85 books. Last year my goal was 75 books and I just made it, but last year I got married and had a lot of things going on, so I think 85 is an attainable goal for this year. In previous years I've had 100 as my goal and I hit that, so I think 85 is a reasonable number to try and achieve. I'm about a shelf and a half in, and I've reached the first book that I want to put on my reread list, I think. I kind of want to reread a lot of Nicholas Sparks. I loved Nicholas Sparks growing up, but we've reached a book where I was like, oh yeah, I definitely want to reread this one this year, and it's called Barcelona Days by Daniel Riley. This is one of my family members. He wrote this book, but I haven't read this. I think I read this when I first moved to Nashville, and I remember really enjoying it and thinking that the plot was really interesting, and yeah, so I really want to reread this book this year because I really did enjoy this book, and I thought it was a really interesting plot and just really fun to kind of look into the brains of these characters, so I think this is going to go on my reread list this year. Alright guys, I'm back with 2 books that I want to reread this year. The first one is One Italian Summer by Rebecca Searle. I read this book 2 years ago, I think. Maybe even 3. Wow, has it been that long? And I remember I really, really loved this book. And so I want to revisit it. And I also am trying to convince my husband to go to Italy next year. So if I read this, I'll bring it up even more. So and the Olympics are happening in Italy right now, so the Winter Olympics, which is cool, so this could be a fun vibe, even though this is a summer read technically. I want to reread this, and it's kind of short too, so yeah, that one. And then feel your way through the poetry book by Kelsey Ballerini. When this came out, I think I listened to the audiobook. I don't think I read the actual book, like read it. I listened to it because the audiobook is obviously Kelsey herself, and I thought that was really special. So this is actually a signed copy, but I think it would be cool to just reread it. I haven't read a whole lot of poetry in a long time. There's actually another poetry book that I found in this that I've had since I was a little girl. It's literally dated to me in 2005, and I would have been 9 at the time, so maybe I'll reread that one as well. But I just wanted to bring up these 2. I'm kind of setting these books that I want to reread to the side. So, yeah, I have one shelf left to go through, and then I'm going to start putting the books back onto the shelf and kind of figuring out what I want to do. I also want to wipe down all of these shelves while they're clean because I haven't done that in a while. So, yeah, we're going to do that now. Also, there's not really a good place to put the camera to show you me doing this, so this is the angle we're getting for the time lapse for wiping down the counters, or the cabinets, shelves, whatever you want to call them, and putting the books together. And then I'll show you the final product when we're all done. Also, let's hope that Kylo doesn't knock this over when he's trying to move around on the bed, because this is set up on the bed right now. It is a little bit while later. We went to dinner with our friends, and now I have changed into pajamas. I also have this undershirt on because all of our clothes are in the laundry right now, and I love these pajamas, but it's cold outside, so I want to keep warm. So it looks a little funky, but I don't care. I have laundry in the dryer now, and then I need to fold that and put it away. I want to do that tonight. And then I think the rest of the evening I'm going to do a little bit of Disney work, because I have quite a little bit to catch up on, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then, yeah, I mean, I think I'm actually going to sit up here in my office, because I do in fact have an office. I have my desk and my cutie shelves that my husband made me, but I don't sit up here quite enough, as much as I would like to. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm gonna maybe make a tea and come up here and do some Disney work, as well as clean off this desk because it is ridiculously dirty. So I'm gonna clean all of that up and then do some Disney work. I don't really know how much I'll put on here. Maybe I'll do like a montage of me just sitting here with, I'm actually in the middle of watching Corey and Brianna's Festival of the Arts video, so I'm probably going to put that on in the background and do some Disney work, because nothing gets me more in the mood to do my Disney work than watching Disney vlogs. So, I think I'm going to do that. It's 8 p.m. I am not someone who stays up super late. Like 10:30 is pretty much my cutoff time, regardless of whether it's a weekday or a weekend. So we'll see how long I'm up. Ryan is currently building shelves in the garage, like storage shelves. So he's working on that in the garage, and he will probably work on that for several hours. He could stay up all night. Not me. I'll be in bed in a few hours. But anyways, I have really kind of not vlogged recently. I kind of discussed that earlier. Like, there hasn't really been all that much to film recently, but I love doing this and I want to make sure that I keep up with it. So, this might be a shorter video. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm going to cut it off tonight or if I'm going to include tomorrow. I don't know really what I'm doing tomorrow. So, yeah, with that being said, I am going to go make myself a tea, clean all this up, and then do a little bit of work. Alright, you guys, I have made my tea. I made it in my little chip mug. One of the things that I have done recently was I just came up the stairs, I'm out of breath. I went through some of my mugs that I had, like, kind of stored in not our mug cabinet, and was like, I'm going to get rid of a lot of these. And I ended up rediscovering my chip mug, and then one other mug, and then the rest I got rid of. So, I'm excited to drink my tea out of my chip cup because I forgot how much I love this mug. And I'm going to completely log out for the night. So, this is the last you'll see of me tonight. I'm going to do some work, and then I'm going to, like I said, watch some vlogs, and we will catch up with you tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It is Sunday morning. It is Super Bowl Sunday. I slept in a little bit, or I didn't really sleep in. Let me take it back. I didn't sleep in. I was in bed for a little bit. Kylo really enjoys waking us up on the weekends because during the weekdays he gets fed usually between 6:45 and 7. So if we're not up feeding him after that time, he's like meow, meow, trying to get us up. Speak of the devil, here he is. Good morning. Anyways, and this morning Ryan is building shelves in our garage, so he got up earlier than me. Normally on the weekends I'm the first one up just because my body doesn't really sleep in regardless of Kylo meowing and all of that, but Ryan got up before me, so he fed Kylo and then brought me a coffee in bed. So I sat and read my book for about 30 minutes while I drank my coffee. Now I'm getting up because I need to get a Target pickup order of just like a handful of groceries, and then I need to head to Publix and pick up groceries. And it's Super Bowl Sunday. I didn't think this through. I should have shopped yesterday, but it's Super Bowl Sunday, so I'm hoping that the earlier I can get to Publix, the better it will be for me. So I'm gonna get dressed, and then I'm gonna head out and run my errands, and then we'll come back. I am planning on making bean dip for the Super Bowl. It's just me and Ryan, but there's a bean dip recipe in my family that is so delicious, and I rarely make it. So I thought today would be a good day to make it. So, maybe I'll show you guys making that. I'm not sure. But, that being said, let's get this day started. Typically, when I need to run my errands, I will run all the errands I need to run and then head to Publix for groceries, just because Publix is the closest to my house. I usually like to start at the farthest location and then make my way closer to home, but because it's already 9:08 a.m. and it's Super Bowl Sunday and I know the grocery is going to be crazy, I'm going to get groceries first and then run my other one errand that won't take long at all, and then head back to the house. So I'm curious to know, like, typically our grocery store is quiet in the mornings, but because it's Super Bowl Sunday, I'm wondering if I still am getting out too late. I'm literally about to leave. I'm putting my shoes on and then heading to Publix. We'll see. All right, you guys, I am back. I picked up my Target order and went to the store. It was not busy. It was starting to get busy as I was, like, wrapping up at the store, but I didn't have to wait or anything in a checkout line. They actually opened up like a second. Actually, I think it was like a third. Anyways, they opened up a new checkout lane as I was walking up, so I didn't have to wait or anything like that. And now we're home. I got stuff to make bean dip like I mentioned before, so I'm probably going to make that. I don't know. I'll probably start at like an hour before the Super Bowl, around 4:30. So we'll do that. Right now I need to catch up on all my Disney work, get that done. I only have a handful of things left to do because I did some last night. I'm working through laundry, and Ryan's still working on the shelves out there, so we're just hanging out, having a good afternoon. I don't know how much I'll vlog the rest of the day. I can't remember if I mentioned this or if it was just in my head, but I was thinking about making cookies as well. And then I found a cookie cake at the store, so I will not be making cookies. We will be having a cookie cake. And I'm making steak for dinner tonight. So maybe I'll vlog some of that. I'm not sure. But yeah, like I said, it had kind of slowed down at the store. Like, the store was pretty slow. Target was pretty slow too. Honestly, that whole area of the Target near us was really slow in comparison to like how I see it some days on weekdays. I think I really got out at kind of the prime time. To do what I needed to do. So there's that. I'm gonna put on a YouTube video and get to work. everybody. The Seahawks won the Super Bowl. Bad Bunny performed one of the best halftime shows I've seen in a long time. And it is bedtime. So, with that being said, this is where I'm going to close out the vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.